fall evening we've got tonight.
You're such a Texan, calling football a warm weather sport.
Isn't it, though?
It's not supposed to be.
Oh, my goodness. You don't think football is supposed to be? You think it's supposed to be played on the frozen tundra?
I think it's supposed to be played in cooler temperatures.
Right.
I don't think you're supposed to put on shoulder pads and a helmet when it's 100 degrees.
Well, you may be right about that. We should have some mufflers out, shouldn't we? I mean, a game, you got to have a muffler.
This is a great setting for high school football, by the way, and Mike Stern gave you a great description of the setting here. And when we got here just before sunset, and to see the leaves changing colors, it really was a gorgeous setting. It kind of would have been fun to play a day game here. Not that the night setting is bad at all, but it really is a kind of a fun place to come watch high school football.
Well, the deep throws of fall typically render a polychromatic look, particularly when a field is bookended by a row of trees like we have out here tonight. But this has been a good football game, and hopefully we'll see a real good second half, too.
And hopefully we'll get a Scott to English translator for later in the broadcast. Here's a handoff, and running up the middle is Alves, and he gets into St. Anthony territory, and he's down to about the 43-yard line. That's a 17-yard gain for Alves, and he keeps reeling off big chunks of yardage.
He does. I like watching Alves, and he can reel off the chunks. 1,319 yards coming in. You see why he's got 16 touchdowns. He can accelerate, get to the point of attack. He can turn the corner, too. We've seen him do a little bit of everything tonight.
We haven't had many penalties. All 4 of those penalties for Nolan have been pre-snap penalties. False start and offsides, and only 1 penalty called against St. Anthony's. Handoff up the middle. This is Alves again, and Alves carries it down inside the 30-yard line, taken down at around the 27-yard line.
With Gutierrez.
Great job by this running attack. I was going to say a great job by Alves, but how about the entire running attack? You just saw a guy that is running downhill. If you looked up in the dictionary what a coach means by running downhill, that was Alves on that last play.
That's Nolan this entire game, isn't it?
It really
They've
is.
pretty much been running downhill. Rich is the receiver out to the right side, but they stick with the ground game. And there's an opening for Alves to get through, and he hits the secondary, and he's taken down when he reaches the 15. It's a gain of 12. It's like every carry is a double-digit gain.
It is, and they get it to the edge and get it off tackle and get a good kick-out block, and that's really all they need. And, boy, it's either Alves or Authier, or it's one right after another. They just keep rolling them in there.
It has kind of been running back by committee, but they've all been effective. You couldn't say that one is much better than the other. They're all really good.
They are, and they're tough to bring down, and when you don't have the size, and St. Anthony doesn't, it's tough to get them.
Give to Alves again. Just goes right up the middle and carries it inside the 10-yard line.
Tell you what, I see the snap of the ball, and I see big 74 Will Elmer. Watch 74 on the left side of your, actually the right side of your screen, left side of the line. Didn't see it there. He got so much push off the ball, he was out of the screen. That's when you know you've done your job.
Unless you're a St. Anthony fan, if you want to have some fun, watch this Nolan offensive line and the push they get. I don't know that we've seen a better run-blocking offensive line all season.
That's a big man right there, that big number 74, Will Elmer.
He's just a junior. Give to Alves again. And this time he gets taken down after a short gain.
I feel like this game ought to be broadcast in black and white.
Right, it's got that feel.
It does have that black and white feel. Line it up, we're running the ball. You know we're going to run the ball, and we're still going to run it down your throat.
Scott, I'm trying to reflect back on the games we've done this year. I don't think we've seen an offensive line bigger than this one.
Well, I don't know if you've seen a bigger disparity in size between the offensive line and defensive line. Yeah.
But those do look like 5 men down there.
They do.
Not teenagers. I formation, handoff to the fullback, and bursting up the middle, scoring the touchdown. It's David Authier, this time lining up as a fullback, and once again he's in the end zone, and Nolan increases their lead. They're now up 34-7 over the St. Anthony Yellow Jackets.
Very impressive. This is a team that is poised for another deep playoff run. They knew that week one wasn't going to be all that much of a concern. Although, obviously, the penalty yardage they were a little bit concerned with earlier. But, I mean, aside from that.
But they have settled down.
They settled down.
They had those 4 early penalties, 2 on a punt. But they have settled down, and they're playing really good football right now.
Well, all they've done is scored a touchdown every time they've had the ball.
That's all. That's all they've done. 35-7. Nolan annihilating St. Anthony here in the first half. Here's another look at the power running game of Nolan. And this is Arthier.
You know, and they get it, they score the touchdown, and now you see why St. Anthony, after they scored their touchdown, they kicked the onside.
Look at that drive. 8 plays,
My
81
gosh.
yards, and I don't think they put the ball in the air one time. Arthier scoring on a short run to cap that 3-minute drive. And somewhere, Woody Hayes is looking down on this game and smiling.
That's how it ought to be, boys. Where's the black and white, for goodness? So why are we doing this game in Technicolor?
We've got, well, it's not 3 yards in a cloud of dust here, though. It's more like 15 yards in a cloud of dust with Nolan. My goodness.
Yeah, Woody's like, well, times haven't changed, haven't they?
It's so much different than the football that we're kind of accustomed to seeing these days, with all the spread formations and the aerial attacks. And certainly that's fun football as well. But this is also fun football.
Yeah, it's fun.
Unless you're St. Anthony, it's not so much fun right now for those guys.
What you have the element of dominance there. When you can run the ball like they're running it, you just have that element of demoralization, I guess, for the lack of a better term. I mean, it's just demoralizing to watch it.
Absolutely. And here's a low line drive kick. It's going to be mishandled and then gathered up by Stone at the 5-yard line, trying to find running room. Up the hash mark, he gets to about the 18-yard line and no further.
Pete, I think that ball had a little draw on it.
Yeah, right.
It looked like it, didn't it?
So St. Anthony's wasted some good field position here in the second quarter. This time they have to start to drive inside their own 20-yard line.
You know, and they need every precious second that they can get. They've got 3 timeouts. They don't have field position.
Aren't you just kind of hoping to kill the 128 and get in the locker room without further damage?
If it's a 2-score game, yeah. But I think in a 4-score game like that, I think they've got to try to get it in the end zone.
See how they attack it. Mayer takes the shotgun snap, rolls out to the right side, throws a short pass, complete to Sanchez, dances away from a tackle, gets additional yardage out close to the 28-yard line, close to a first down.
You know, that just shows you how quick and how good that Nolan defense is. If you have to make 3 moves like that and you only get 10 yards, I mean, you know you're playing a dominant. He had to work for those 10 yards.
It is a first down for St. Anthony's. St. Anthony, first and 10 now at their own 28-yard line.
Boy, Sanchez, you look at him, he's stronger than he looks. And he can do some damage, and we've already seen St. Anthony with a couple of explosive plays, and they did it with the passing game. They've rolled the pocket. They've run this play a couple times.
Yeah, Michael Mayer giving this off to Chavez on a draw, and he crosses the 35-yard line. Making the tackle that time for Nolan was Miles Murray. And it's going to be an 8-yard pickup, and it'll be second down and 2 coming up as St. Anthony will take a timeout.
Yeah, they're sort of the field position here where you can kind of be aggressive, but they've let the clock run off a little bit more than I thought they would if they were really trying to score. But even if they make a mistake here, I don't think it's going to hurt them. So they can be as aggressive as they want to here. They still have 2 timeouts.
We've seen some speed from Justin Mayer. Scott, well, we've got a minute. Leon Savage is the defensive coordinator at St. Anthony. Yeah. And he made the trip here with the Yellow Jackets, but he found out earlier this afternoon that his son has been taken to the emergency room, and we want to send good wishes to him and his family. And certainly Leon Savage wanted to be here with the team, but his mind is back home in San Antonio, concerned about his son. 35-7 lead for Nolan with just under a minute to play here in the second quarter. Second down and 3. Quick pass to the left side, and no running room after making the catch for Brandon Armstrong.
Boy, and a great job on defense to quickly sprint up as Silas Keys comes up. And, well, he is a lockdown cornerback, and you see why. He comes in, and he makes a sure tackle. That's a great job of coming up amid the little swing pass in the flat.
Down to the final 15 seconds.
You got to get that thing before it starts.
Mayer rolls out right, throws, and that pass is intercepted. The pass is picked off, and that's the second interception of the game for Kevin Choate.
You know, it's a mistake that doesn't hurt him, Pete. There's only about 7 seconds left. Although at this point, it's a gamble worth taking here as time was running down. Obviously, the wide receiver there not really
Stone
open.
slip down?
I don't know. I don't know that he was ever open. Stone was just trying to come back for the ball, it looked like, and fell down. But, you know, 44 yards out, even if they hand the ball off, it's a scoring threat here, Pete.
Right. It could well be. We could see Walden just take a knee here. Nolan will have the ball to begin the second half after winning the coin toss and deferring. They will toss it, and trying to get around the corner on the right side is Juan Pacino, and Pacino is taken down at the 32-yard line. That is the final play of the first half. A first half dominated by the Nolan Vikings, 35-7. They don't score on every possession because of that last Choate interception. They just run out of time.
Well, I thought we were going to see a toss and ladder there for a moment. Seen everything from that team, but
so just so impressive what Nolan has done here in the first half. They've dominated the game at the line of scrimmage.
You know, and we knew coming in that it was going to be a size differential, and I didn't really understand the disparity we were going to be in for tonight, but it has been demoralizing for St. Anthony's to contend with. They just can't stop them.
St. Anthony head coach Roy Salas is standing by with Mike Stern.
Coach, saw some good things from your Yellow Jackets in that first half.
They did. They were able to move the ball offensively. Our quarterback did a good job of managing the game. There's a couple drops, as a matter of fact, that should have been caught, and we could have kept moving the ball a little bit more. We're hoping to get a little bit more of an offensive line push from our line so we can do some stuff up the middle rather than going outside so much, because they have good team speed. But hopefully we can get in the locker room and fix that up and do some different things.
You trail 35-7. What do you say to your team in the locker room?
They have to keep fighting. I mean, we've got great group of kids. All these kids out there, they've got great heart, and they're football players. You know, they want to do as best as they possibly can. This is a good team that we're playing against. You know, they're the defending state champs, and they're playing like it. They're not making many mistakes, and they're driving the ball pretty well.
One more question. What should we look for in the second half?
Same thing. We're going to spread the ball around. We got to get the ball to number 2, number 4, number 3, number 5. Hopefully keep the ball on our side a little bit more than theirs, because they were running out the clock, and we want to try to plug up those holes and not let them run out the clock.
Right, thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
No problem. Thank you.
Back to you, Pete.
All right, looking to get the ball to Lazaro Chavez, Justin Mayer, Kevin Stone, and Henry Sanchez in the second half, but St. Anthony is staring at a 28-point deficit. Nolan 35, the Yellow Jackets 7. You're watching the TAP State Playoffs on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel.